Sounds like a lot of drama happened. I'm glad I wasn't a part of it. I'm here to have fun and eat peanut butter, uh, and I'm almost out of peanut butter.
This item, it is a marble puzzle. Everyone's going to get a chance to do it at least once. You get one opportunity to get from the start all the way to the 20. If you have the most points, sorry, if you get a program.
Huge congrats to our 9 merged players. They got their nifty, fun sunglasses. Here's how obsolescence works. It is a 3-stage elimination style physical challenge. The first one is endurance related. The second one is accuracy. And then the third one is balance. The winner of that will get back in. If you have a program that you want to use to assist you in that challenge, it can be played. It's going to give you a slight edge. The program that was in here, if someone has it, will do something a little more.
If we hypothetically had more than one basic program, would they stack or would they? Okay.
They totally could. The second part is a social challenge. All of our players that are currently still in the game are going to vote on who gets to come back in. They're going to rank you all from 1, who they want the most to come back in, to 9, who they want the least to come back in. The spectators are already voting. If you play in a program on that as well, it will bump you up 1 on someone's rank. If you play the program that was in here, then it will bump you up 3 on someone's rank. All of you getting to come in and pitch your case. Come on in, 5 players. Merge players, please sit down.
Friends, everyone, hello. I'm Vash. You might know me as the first person voted out of this game. Admittedly, I played poorly. I made some mistakes, and ultimately, I was voted out. But I never lost hope that I might be able to get back. Those of you who are actually able to interact with me on those other tribes know that's true, right? I was trying to be active and engaged. I think if someone's going to come back in this game, it should be someone, right, who you feel like, yeah, I could work with them. And lastly, please let me come in. Please? Specs, please? I am on my knees. Let me come back and play with y'all. I promise you, I'll make it a fun game, and I'll make it a good one.
I was in the game for 2 rounds. 1, 2, gone. In that time, I feel like I, played a little strategy that didn't work, and I think I've made up with the people who it didn't work out with. I think there's one really obvious reason why I should come back in the game, and that is because I would look sick fucking mad in those sunnies. For that reason alone, you should all vote for me back in this time. Thank you.
Sure, he may have won before, but I'm a big player, and you can kind of use that. If you want someone to actually listen to your ideas and shut the fuck up, that's me. I will shut the fuck up. I'm an order taker. I don't care. I will do what you say. I don't care about looking dumb. That's why I'm doing this right now. I will prostrate myself in front of all of you. I won't really do that. I do have a limit. Imagine a world where I take a bullet for you. Because let's be honest, that's what's most likely going to happen. If you imagine, fucking tomorrow, 12 hours from now, you get voted out. That could have been me. That could have been me. You could have just been like, let's vote Jeremy out, and everyone would have been like, fuck yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. Think of yourself 12 hours from now, and when you get voted out and you're big sad, I could be big sad instead.
You know I'm terrible at the challenges. Having me in the game only benefits you, increases your chances of winning immunity. I am a free agent. I'm good for all of you. I have no grudges. I went out graciously, and that's the truth. I've only cast 1 vote against a person that's still in this game, and it was literally throwing my vote away. I'm sorry, Drew. There's a lot of real bitter, angry people out there. I ain't one of them. I'm someone that can be your ally. I am a fresh start. I am a +1. Put me in.
I've enjoyed playing with all of you. I know I got voted out earlier. I don't hold any grudges. In fact, the only person I might have held a grudge against is in here. Let's see. I'm I love long walks on the beach. I think those sunglasses would look really good with a pink shirt.
All right, yeah, I feel like I'm dying out here. It's a tough crowd.
So yeah, I haven't worked with half of you at all. But I will say that, you know what? I give up. I'm gonna be very real with y'all. I've never played this portion of Survivor. I've never watched this portion of Survivor. So I actually don't know what to say to y'all to convince y'all to let me play. So what I'm gonna just say is, I'll have fun, and I'll be fun to be around.
It's been a rough day for me. I am probably uniquely the only person in the Decay area who didn't go out for like game reasons. The Blue Tribe had to vote me out because we literally had 10 minutes to talk to each other. I didn't get a fair chance, you know, as much as there's fairness in Survivor. And I would like another opportunity, and I would really appreciate it if you can give it to me.
I'm sure that the people who came in before me tried to sell themselves as disconnected from the game, as free agents, as people who are not tied to anyone here. And I just want to push back on that a little bit and say, from my perspective as a person who's been playing with the Decayed players for the whole time, they have more information than any of us. They were involved in every conversation. They were involved in every single decision that was made. They were around listening. So keep that in mind when you make the decision, that it's not as straightforward as you were here later, so you have more connections. I think that there's more going on than that. I mean, someone here even gave Vash a program to play. So there's definitely connections there as well. I'm a big voice. I'm a big personality. I'm a big player in this game usually. And if you don't have those people around you and you're that big voice and big personality and big player in the game, you're going home next. So you do want strong players around you who are playing the game. And you do want people who are going to stick their neck out there and play the game hard so that you have the room and the space to do that as well.
I personally, like, a game's a game. I'm not salty at anyone. I want to just move forward. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a new game. Those people have been in there chilling with each other for 2 days, seeking their revenge. I go in there, it was angry words. I'm not part of them, so I don't really have a home with them. Oh, and I don't have any programs or advantages. Y'all know that I was in here trying to do tribals. I was not out there looking.
I'm going to give you 20 minutes to talk. You are allowed to separate off, have your own conversations about the ranking you're going to do. At the end of that 20 minutes, we'll set it up just like tribal normally is. You'll sit down one at a time. You'll go back and rank everyone.
We don't all have to like talk together. I was just curious because you guys were all like sitting here. So.
I like the roundtable format.
Yeah, this is fun.
I was going to make a joke. I don't know if I can make a joke.
Make it. What were you going to say?
I was just going to tell you to shut up.
Oh no!
One of the few things that struck me was, I want to say it was Shay that pointed out that someone gave Vash a program.
Shay said that, yeah.
So, I mean, that's just something for everyone to be aware of.
Specifically, he implied that it was somebody here.
He said it. He didn't imply it. He said someone here.
Wasn't he asking questions about like if I have multiple ones, would they
Yeah.
stop?
He did. He asked that before, so like maybe somebody gave him one early. I'm not sure.
I'll be honest, the free agent, it's like, okay, so if I vote you back in, you're just as likely to work with all these other people and not me. Like, why is that's not a selling point for me, to be honest.
Yeah. They should have pandered to us more individually.
After all of the Decayed players gave us their speeches about who comes back in and we were all chatting, we never split up. We had the entire conversation as a group. So of course no one is going to say like, hey, I actually would really like if person A would come back in the game, because then nobody's going to vote that person, you know. So just nobody threw out names to come back in. Nobody threw out names to not come back in. Everyone was just like, I think we should all just...
Of course, my girl Shan's going to get number 1. Chris Two-Bone is going to get number 2. My girl Braylon's going to get 3. We're going to get Steven 6. I'm just gonna put Shay at 9.
Well, I did just give a program right before this all happened to Vash and kind of put stock in him a little bit. So I'm going to put him as my number one in hopes that by giving him something really like strengthens the relationship. I'm going to put number two as Chan. I think that that like would be really good or bad for my game, but I know immediately I'm going to be somebody that she wants to work with. And I think Trent was feeling the same. Let's do Jeremy as number three, as that was also somebody that was discussed with my alliance, people that I merged with, and Shay is 9. Obviously, I just voted out Shay, and I kind of blindsided his ass, so I would like him to stay out.
I want to try to eliminate people that I think would really resonate with particularly the most recent blue tribe, the people that I don't really know. So I feel like that's going to be Can. I feel like that's going to be Brayland. One of the more bitter people might be Shay. And I'm not someone he would be bitter at. So if he comes back in and is bitter, he'll have higher targets. I'm ranking Shay as my number one. Oh, Vash is hard because Vash was going to be my number two, but then apparently he has an advantage that someone still in the game gave him. And I don't like not knowing who that is. I told Steven early when he got voted out that I was going to help him get back in, but I think I'm going to rank him 7 because he just has such fun vibes and I don't want him connecting with the fun vibe people.
I don't have any clue what I'm doing, but I do know that I'm going to make Shay last because I think that he's going to want to absolutely murder me. Gave me a pretty good glare. Brayland, they did see me activating a power and I saw them activating a power and we both were like, "All right, I won't tell anyone." So I'm going to put Brayland at 2. Steven, who's Steven? Oh, Australian. I'm going to put him actually, I kind of would love for him to come in because then there's another duo in the game. I think I'm going to make Steven number 1 and I'm going to make Chan number 2.
I'm gonna put Tubo and Chris at the top here, I think, because if he does have an advantage and he comes back in, I think he will mess with my game the least. I guess the two people I really don't want back are Braylon and Shan. I think anyone else that comes back, I could reasonably work with. Vash has got some item from someone here, and I don't know about that. I wasn't told anything about it, so I'm gonna put Vash at 7.
I'm kind of basing it really off people's pitches. Like, because some of them were actually pretty good and some of them I thought were pretty bad. I actually kind of liked Shay's pitch. Him coming back would probably be the best for me personally, just because I was loyal to him and I think he knew that. So I'll rank him number 1, but no way is he getting back in. Let's be nice and put Steven at number 4. Vash is kind of scary. Like, I initially wanted Vash to come back in, but Vash just knows too much and has too much and like is the most threatening of the decayed players. So he can be number 9.
So right now I have him at number 1. At the bottom for me are Brayland and Chan, just because like I don't know them. I don't necessarily think they'd be very apt to working with me. Shay, I don't really know where to put because he's bitter towards other people that I want to work with. But if he came back, that's like one person that would potentially be working with me in my favor because I'm the one person who didn't vote for him. But I kinda wanna stick with the group that I've made, so right now I have him lower, I may change that.
Steven, I unfortunately haven't had the pleasure of really playing with or getting to know. Let's do Grody at 7, and then I'll do Steven at 8, and then yeah, I feel really bad about putting Shay at 9 again because we did play and we played a really long time together. But again, he's the only person on this list, and I know for sure has given me input, and for that reason, I cannot risk letting him back in the game.
We're down to our final challenge. 2 people left, Chan and Steven.
5 balls. That's insane.
You look so happy.
Both the physical and the social were insanely close. The two players back in the game are Vash and Steven.
First off, thank y'all for voting me back in. Second, Steven, I guess groveling fucking works.
All right, we're gonna start off the first round of Merge tomorrow morning.
I had fun, sad. It was down to me versus Steve for the physical. I was rock solid, but one just fell off. It happens. So I was hoping that playing the program on the social would help. I don't know how close I was, if I was even in contention at all. It makes sense why I didn't get to continue or get to return because the people voted me out for a reason. I'm proud of my game. I'm happy I came. I had a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see who wins. I'm rooting for Derek, Trinica, and Santi. Mwah. Chance stands out.
First, I was never winning the fucking social thing. Never ever in a million fucking years. I'm someone that's like, I want to do stuff certain ways, have fun, think of everything, all the options, rack my brain, think a lot. I didn't really do that here because it was never presented to me.
I'm happy with the way that all played out. Vag knew I had the Super Disc, and he asked me to not play it on social because he was going in on the social aspect. I wanted him to get a shot back in, and I was like, I have an okay shot at the other competition, so I'll do that. And the two people who are going back in are the two people who got eliminated first.
My story ends here, but it was a good time. I'm happy to have played the game I played. I wish I could have done more. Unfortunately, I got played early. I didn't exactly have the footing to reposition myself. And when someone from your own tribe wants you out on a swap, there's not much you're going to be able to do. I could have tried maybe to swing for the fences more. I think I was a little too conservative in my play, and that's ultimately what did me in. This is a very ruthless group of players. They're all very good liars. It's a lot of really vibrant personalities. I think there's a great crop of players here. I'm excited to see who wins.
It's kind of unreal that I did make it all the way back. I put so much effort into playing. I don't know what kind of situation I'm walking into. Obviously, I'm at least walking to a situation where a lot of people do want me back. I'm honestly also really happy that Steve is the one who's coming back with me. I'm not going to go for him. I think my best option at the end is against him and finding a good third person for us to set to.
I do want to see what's possible in this merge. I feel like there are so many different directions I could go in, and that's both good and bad. I don't want to be seen as someone who has too many connections and get targeted, and I probably need to keep people like Santi around. Something to really think about is making myself not the loudest person in the room in any way. But then I also don't want to be a goat. Like, I haven't been voted for. Does that mean I'm a goat? I don't know. Kevin and I have a final 2 deal. Maybe that's real. I don't know. But I'd go for that.
2 people came back, Vash and Steve. And those are 2 fine people to come back. I think Vash could potentially help my game. Socially, I think I've spent a little bit of time with Steve, so hopefully that's good. And I had a good relationship with Australian Chris. No one should know about the Hinky vote. I played on Justin. I think Justin's good with me. I just need to make sure that Derek and Justin are good because Justin seems a little bit worried about Derek. And hopefully make something happen. And I have Santi now, which is great. But not Chan, which is not great. And I gave her one of my programs and it clearly did not help. So yeah. Yay.
I think based on today, I think that I can trust Trinica. She used one of her extra votes again to add against that to add into the Shay vote. To me, that tells me that I can trust her. I'm still very curious who threw my name out in the council before that. Whenever I got like that one random vote, that is still a question in the back of my mind, but I don't think it was her anymore. I had my doubts for like a split second. But I would like me, Trinica, and I am starting to try to reach out and make some bonds with some other people from other teams. The one that has kind of like spoken to me more directly has been Santi. He seems like someone that I could work with, that would be fun to work with. We kind of align in the same ways that we think. So there's my final three.
Your boy made merge, because of course I do, right? It is a different style of gameplay that I'm used to. Not everyone is as intense as I'm used to, so it's kind of cool to be a little bit more laid back and relaxed. I feel like the social hour is two-part. This game is in two parts. Part one is the daytime phase, where we're voting each other out, and then part two is spending time with each other, hanging out, blah 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 blah. Getting to know each other. But I think the social bonds that we make at night have an impact on how we're voting during the day, which is good, because that takes away from my fear of like the social impacts of people knowing each other beforehand and them voting that way. Well, Vash and Steven came back and I had a hand in voting out Vash and Steven. So that's 2 against me. I think I need to probably link up with Justin, Trinica, and Derek. But that's only 4. Amy really worried me in the last vote with leaving me out of the Shen vote because she felt like I was closer to Shen than I was to her, which was 100% true. I got something.
What you got was a legacy advantage.
Okay.
You get to determine how many immunities will happen as the final 9. It's either 1, 2, or 3. You will determine this on round 10.
So I won the marble game and I had the legacy advantage. And I feel bad because I'm designing a game right now and I bought a marble game and it came in this week and I've been practicing it to time test it. And it was not the same marble game, but it was very similar in setup. I hope we can play games tonight and have fun and just kind of move past the game.
I didn't hang out with the people that I probably should hang out with, which is M and Trin and Derek. I really need to spend time with them and get a feel for them. I last night had a pretty long conversation with Trin. I really like her, but also I don't necessarily see them as my best path forward. My guess is M might be the most accessible as an ally of them. It just feels like even when we're playing games, Trin and Derek are like really buddy and really together, so I just feel like they might be more of a twosome. I'm really curious to see how the interactions will be with the merge tribe, and I do think I'll be one of the easiest names for people to throw out and potentially one of the early targets, just because I have had so much control in this game. And I think I've pretty visibly had a lot of control.